I've wanted to have a Minecraft YouTube channel since I was a kid, and now 3 years later after having one, I've learned a whole lot about growing a channel. I've also talked a whole ton about my experiences doing so on the second channel, and so I wanted to compile everything together into one movie that would give you a whole ton of what I think about when it comes to growing my Minecraft channel. If you do find this to be valuable, consider leaving a like on it. But without further ado, let's get into lesson number 1. For almost 15 years, Minecraft has been one of the most popular games in the world, and I am amongst many other people that play Minecraft and make content out of it and are able to make money through doing it, and it is an incredible thing to be able to do, and I know that many other people would like to as well, and maybe even yourself. So today we're going to go over 5 questions to balance Minecraft and your real life without burning out, and hopefully be able to be as productive and start to grow your channel in a way that is not only constructive for your YouTube channel, but is best for you as a human being in order to have a life and be able to make the most out of it. So the first question out of the 5 that we're going to ask, I'm going to reflect upon and tell you what my thoughts are upon it, and what I recommend for you to write down so that you actually have answers to these questions is, what does your ideal week look like? And even to go further, what does your ideal day look like? For me, I would love to be a full-time Minecraft content creator. And so I know that for me, on the day-to-day, I would love to wake up around 4:30 in the morning or so. And then from around 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., I could do replay mod cinematics, or I could respond to people's emails and kind of wake up for the day. Like I'm doing right now. I'm having my pre-workout. It's about 4:45 in the morning, and I am making this video, so starting to get a bit of content out for you guys. And then I like to go to the gym around 6 or maybe 7 in the morning if possible, and be able to get my workout in. When I get home around 7 or 8 a.m., this is usually how I actually do my weekends nowadays. But I would love to have my work week look like this. Get home around 8 o'clock and have a smoothie and get straight into working on Minecraft. And that could be live streaming for a couple of hours, or that could be creating a video for a couple of hours and get another work session in until about noon or so, where I could then go and take a walk and maybe meet a friend for lunch, or just go and take a quick breather before maybe doing another live stream, or maybe doing some more video editing, or maybe even doing some coaching calls to help other people grow their own Minecraft YouTube channels. And if you'd ever like to get a bit of support growing your own YouTube channel, definitely take a look at the description down below. I have coaching calls. It's only $50 for 1 hour, and we'll deep dive into your channel and go over all of the things that you could do in order to start making recurring money as quickly as possible on your Minecraft YouTube channel, even if you're not monetized. And so definitely take a look at that. But then after an afternoon session, I think that I would hopefully go and spend some time with some friends, or maybe do some yoga, or be able to spend some time with my family. And then who knows, maybe even because I personally love Minecraft and I love everything about the creation process, maybe in the evening I would then try to do a different creative endeavor. I would love to be a Minecraft YouTuber that does full-time Minecraft, and then also kind of does like a vlog and a day and a week in the life of my real life, so that you guys would see what my real life looks like. And so continue to work on other creative projects. I really love building things and creating things. So that would be my ideal day, and then really have dinner around 6:30 at night and go to sleep around 8 p.m. so that I can wake up around 4 the next morning and get my 4 hours of sleep. If I was able to just dedicate my day to the creative process and be able to have that time back, even if I worked more than 10 hours or 12 hours, it wouldn't feel like it to me because I love doing it. But given that schedule and flexibility, I could also be done around 3 p.m. or 4 p.m. if I wanted to, since I started working so early. And then I could do whatever I wanted with my afternoon, but I had the entire day to really enjoy playing Minecraft and hanging out with you guys. And so for me, if I could do that every single day, and I could do that probably 6 days a week, if not 7, I would absolutely do that. And so for me, that's my ideal week. But for you, it probably looks different. And I've been committed to Minecraft for a little bit longer than many other people have. And so maybe you just want to play twice a week or 3 times a week and you want to play for an hour or 2. Well, that's good. And it's possible to get content out by just playing a couple hours per week. And so how do you want to actually schedule your time when it comes to playing Minecraft? And you want to do this with, of course, maximizing your time to play Minecraft without it impacting you in a way that would make it so that you have burnout. And so the second question that I would encourage for you to ask yourself is, well, then how do you set boundaries to actually avoid burnout in the first place? And for me, I have had to do something called a hard shut off. If I am working all day on like a Saturday and then it's like 7 p.m. and I want to keep going and I have another project, but then maybe I have work the next morning or I have something that I need to do. And I realize that if I continue, although my brain wants me to continue working on the project because I'm so immersed in it, but my body is probably telling for me to get up and move around or to have dinner or to start getting ready for sleep and stop looking at a screen, I have to listen to my body and set a hard shut off or stopping creating content. And usually for me, that shut off is around 7:30 at night, especially if I'm going to sleep around 8 or 8:30. I have to stop. And one really important thing for me, especially on the weekends, is that when I'm creating content, I do not want to create content in a way that would eat into my next day. And by that, I mean, I do not want to stay up way too late on one night in a way that then I wake up and instead of being able to be productive in the morning like I am right now, I would rather have this morning time because I know it's more efficient than staying up too late doing one project, because usually my efficiency is going to go down into those later hours in the evening and I'm not going to get as much done. So I could go to sleep and then be more efficient the next morning, and I'm not taking any of the productivity that I would get from the following day. And so in order to avoid burnout and really make sure that I can keep doing this in a much more sustainable way, I have to have a hard shut off, and I have to absolutely make sure that I'm listening to my body, even in the middle of the day, even if you want to keep going. If you're feeling like your back is starting to hurt, or you need to walk around, or maybe you're even getting a bit of like writer's block or motivational block, you need to switch it up and get out of your environment. Maybe get out of the house, get some sun, socialize, talk with somebody in real life, anything like that. Do some exercise to help you out in order to really take care of your body, because the only way to be as productive as you want to in Minecraft is actually to balance your body and the time that you're actually spending dedicated towards the craft and towards creating things. And so those boundaries that you set for yourself are really important. And maybe it's no more than 5 days a week, or maybe it's I don't play Minecraft on Sunday nights, and that's specifically to get ready for the work week and to spend time with friends and family. Whatever it is for you, I highly recommend taking some time right now, and I really mean it, to write down boundaries for you that you know that you should not step on. You know, if you like to work out 3 days a week, but then you're thinking about sacrificing one day at the gym in order to have one extra day of Minecraft, well, think about what would be best for you in terms of doing this 1 year from now, or 3 years from now, or 5 years from now. What boundaries can you set in place that will make it so that you can do it as much as possible, not just this week, but this year? And that has been really helpful for me as a content creator. Now, our third question that I want you to ask yourself is, what motivates you to create content even when life gets busy? And I'm actually going to say I recommend that you do create content, especially when life gets busy, because if you can't do it when life is getting busy, then when are you going to be able to do it? If you have all of this free time, it might seem like you can start to make YouTube videos and content and that sort of thing, but then you're just going to be upset and dissuade from actually continuing with this if after life gets busy once again and other things are put onto your plate, if all of the progress and motivation you've had for making Minecraft videos or playing Minecraft in general, if all of that goes away when you get busy, then you're going to feel like you don't have any autonomy and you've lost a lot of freedom in your life and you're not able to really balance what you want to. So I say start when you're busy. And then when you have more free time, you will have more ability to maximize your time and create more content and play more Minecraft and be able to balance your time in the way that you would like to. But if you have, and I think this is really important, many of you guys know I go to the gym every single day. I don't kill myself at the gym every single day, and I don't always go for an hour every single day, but I do go every single day. And sometimes that's only 35 or 45 minutes. And other times that would be for an hour, hour 15, maybe even 2 hours sometimes. That I have the minimum viable dose or the minimum effective dose of what could continue to keep the ball in motion, to keep the ball running. And if you only have time to play Minecraft 3 days a week for half an hour, I would do that, because every week you're still playing an hour and a half, meaning every 2 weeks you're playing 3 hours, and then you get 6 hours every month worth of content. That is enough to make a video with every month. And that is enough to keep the ball rolling, even when life gets busier. Even if you can't be weekly or bi-weekly or anything like that, you don't have nearly enough time to put into playing Minecraft or being able to make videos, and then trying to balance it too much is going to make it so you feel burnt out if you try to keep the standard of consistency. Well, what are you going to do to create content? And maybe it's just chunking it out. And then also, what is your why? Why are you making this content? For me, in particular, I know that after doing this for a long period of time, I have learned a lot about Minecraft and about growing YouTube channels. And so I know that I actually do have a lot to provide value with. It's not hard for me to talk about these things because it's exactly what I've lived for the last 3 years. And these are things that I have gone through. And so I know that I have value to provide for you, not only in an educational sense, but also in an entertaining sense. And I know that there are people that are out there that really do love spending time with me through YouTube and through these videos. And so that is a huge motivator. But if you're starting out, you probably don't even have anything like that. And so what is it that made you want to start in the first place? For me, I just wanted to see what would happen if I made a YouTube video, because I saw all these other YouTubers and I was like, what if I tried? Like, I don't know what it exactly could look like. And just trying something new was what motivated me at the beginning. And then I wanted to get better. I realized how much I had to learn. So I wanted to become good at recording cinematics, and I wanted to become a better commentator, and I wanted to become a better Minecraft builder. And all of these little skill sets are things that have motivated me from time and time again to get better, to wake up early in the morning because I want to have an extra hour to put into my creative build, because I want to see if I can add some extra things, and that compounds on itself over time. Or to be able to take that extra hour or 45 minutes after work and to just speak like I'm doing right now into the microphone, because the more I've done this, the better of a commentator I've been able to get, and the better I've been able to become an awesome speaker over time. Or if you want to get better at transitions in videos, or if you want to get better at the pacing of your videos, what is it? You know, you were inspired by somebody else, but what do you want to do? What do you want to get better at? What is the challenge that you see that is worth going and stepping up to the plate to try to tackle? Because I promise you it's worth doing. But at the end of the day, when life gets busy, the harder thing is going to be editing versus watching TV, or playing Minecraft versus hanging out with your friends. And so you have to come back to that why. What is it that you want to do? And I promise you, I would never be here as a YouTuber if I hadn't continued to create content, even when life has gotten busier and busier and busier. Because it's only gotten more busy for me, but I've gotten better at making the content. And so I promise you that it's possible to do it, and you get better at doing it. But you need to think about what sort of systems will help you create content when life gets busy. And then even more importantly, why are you doing it in the first place? And hopefully it's for other reasons besides just views and subscribers and that sort of thing. Although it is okay to have those as goals as well, if they keep you getting up in the morning and motivate you to create content for other people, as opposed to specifically for yourself, if that makes sense. The fourth question that I want you to ask yourself is, what tools or habits will help you stay organized? And for me, the number one habit, or two habits that keep me organized on Minecraft is actually going to the gym and exercising. The more I exercise, the more that I keep that motivated, then I leave the gym and I have much more energy to be able to provide value for you guys and to record things. And I also am usually a better commentator after going and moving my body, and my brain is firing on all cylinders. And that habit by itself, if I on a Saturday morning only walk on the treadmill, I'm not as effective as a communicator. But if I on Saturday morning decide to run on the treadmill, then when I get back behind the microphone, I'm usually a much better YouTuber in general. And so that habit of going to the gym makes me a better gamer by far, 100%. And then the other thing, when it comes to not eating into the following day and not wasting a night or the next morning so that you get extra progress done on one day, is for me, I actually have a bedtime alarm, which is something that we've kind of been touching upon a little bit. And it's the idea that in order to make sure that I get 8 hours of sleep, I actually don't necessarily have as much of a morning alarm. My body kind of wakes itself up, although I do have the alarm as a safeguard. I have a bedtime alarm. So as someone that wakes up around 4 o'clock in the morning, I have a bedtime alarm for 8 p.m., meaning it's a problem if I'm in bed after 8 p.m. because I'm not going to get my 8 hours of sleep. And so for me, I make sure that I'm in bed, ready to go, so that I'm falling asleep, hopefully, by the time that 8 o'clock time goes off. Now, it's not a physical alarm, like it's not going to ring at 8 p.m., but it's an idea behind the fact that instead of having a morning alarm, I'm actually able to wake up the next morning and, again, it's only 5 a.m. right now here as of me recording this. Since I was able to get my sleep and wake up really early, now as I'm getting ready for the gym, now I can really provide value for you guys and give my own thoughts. And so having that bedtime alarm makes it so that every single morning I could, if I want to, get half an hour of work done on the YouTube channel by itself. And that doesn't have to do with anything before work or after work. And I work as a teacher, as many of you guys know, so I work many hours overtime. So if I can do it, I'm waking up early and I am sacrificing, but those habits really will help you stay on top of your game when it comes to making Minecraft content, I think. And then there are a variety of tools that really will help you. In particular, I know that Premiere Pro, which is what I use, has kind of like a transcription cutting service or whatever, where it will cut out all of the silences and the bad takes of your video, and all you have to do is click a button, and that saves you a whole ton of time. Along with, I have Epidemic Sound, which gives me all of the music that you guys are listening to right now, and I've made my own playlist over time. Or for these comment of the day episodes here on the second channel, I actually use a service called Gling AI, which helps me kind of cut down in even a better way than Premiere Pro all of the silences and the bad takes, and it also amplifies my sound and kind of improves the audio quality that I have through the microphone, just through the software itself. And so it really stitches the video together in a way that I would not be able to do as efficiently. And so that tool by itself also helps me get more content out for you guys, and I love doing it. So these tools and habits for me, and I have so many more, you're more than welcome to ask me what other tools I would be happy to share in another video, or definitely take a look at our Discord down below if you would have any specific tools or habits that you would like to know more about. I'm more than happy to share about whatever, all the things that I do that help me stay on top of my game as a Minecraft YouTuber. And then the fifth question that I want you to ask yourself in order to balance Minecraft and real life without burning out is, how do you measure success beyond views and subs? Now, views nowadays are actually seemingly more important than your subscribers, which is not how it used to be. Many people on social media are now calling YouTube and other mediums of media not social media anymore, but interest media, because you're not really seeing exactly what your friends are posting as much, but you're seeing what exactly you are interested in. And so your subs, although I have over 1,000 subscribers here on this main channel, and we are getting close to 8,000 on the main channel, I think that we're very, very lucky to be there. And there is a lot of community that comes from the subscribers, but you need to think about the real impact that you're making, I think, in order to really continue to do this. And so for me, how I measure success beyond views and subs is engagement. We have all of y'all that hang out in the Discord, and I get to chit chat with you guys, and we play games, and we are able to share each other's builds and give each other feedback. And when I post about, hey, I'm live streaming, or here's a new video, and you guys are excited about it, or you guys are excited to talk about the new Minecraft update with me, or you guys are happy to see a real life update and kind of me just to share what's going on and send you guys happy Monday. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful work week. I now feel like I have a group of friends that I get to hang out with and spend time with. And of course, you're going to keep doing it if for you, not only do you know it's, helpful for other people, but it's also, providing value to other people. And on top of it, you get to enjoy hanging out with the people while you're doing it. The best thing possible is to do exactly what you love, push yourself and challenge yourself, and have an incredible community of people that are pushing you to do that and supporting you along the road. And so the more that you actually make these YouTube videos and respond to the comments and create a community, the more you will get these more kind of not as tangible or numerical sort of feedback that really can be a measure of success. And the love that you get, the way that, all of the I get at least 10 compliments every single day at minimum on one of these YouTube channels from either someone I know or someone that I've never met before. And that is better. I mean, imagine having 10 people come up and compliment you every single day on your voice or on your editing style or on your ideas or your creativity or on your energy or on your personality. Imagine 10 compliments. Imagine how much better your day would be. My day is so much better because of you. And that is a measure of success that I will never take back and is frankly more important than the views and the subs. And so I think that's better over time. Or maybe for a long time before I had that viewership, I measured success through my input. How many hours could I put in per week? How could I optimize my time so that I could get the most out of Minecraft, but also be able to get the most out of life and be able to write that down on a calendar and be like, okay, I got 10 hours in of Minecraft content last week. Let's see if I can get 11 in this week and also feel good about it and see if I can get more videos out and that sort of thing. Or maybe I want to become a better video editor. How can I make it so that I know that when I look back at the quality of my video, I can be like, this is clearly a better introduction than what I had before. And doing those little things over time is really the foundation of getting better and what will help you get to that success point where you can start making Minecraft money and start really having a community and monetizing off of this and maybe even making it into a bit of a living like I have done for myself. And once again, if you would ever like to get a bit of one-on-one support for that, definitely take a look at our one-on-one coaching down in the description below. Along with, if you would like to ever do these sorts of kind of like podcast styles and comment of the day sort of vibes, I am more than happy to show you how I do it and how I actually make these cinematics. If you want to learn how to make them in just 1 hour's worth of time and be able to make a whole ton more content for Minecraft and do it more efficiently without burning out, definitely take a look at the Minecraft Creator Kit, which is the bundle that I worked on for about 4 months or so, put about 60 hours of work into so that you can just learn how to make those cinematics super quickly. If you get the package and are not satisfied with it within 30 days, without a doubt in my mind, I promise you, I will reimburse you. I feel confident about it. I'm very happy. I know that based on the people that have bought it so far, they've had no regrets about it. And I would love to get your feedback on the Minecraft Creator Kit as well. But if you're not there yet, that's more than okay. If you want to get a little bit more of our free game right here, definitely take a look at this video that you can see because YouTube thinks that it is a good fit for you and your YouTube channel growth. There is a whole lot going on in the scene of technology, a whole ton of friction, especially with the advent of AI and how so many people are using it. And as a Minecraft content creator, I have been thinking a lot about 5 questions that I could ask myself in order to future-proof my Minecraft channel. Make sure that when everything is said and done, I can still make sure that you guys can see my authenticity and my humanity, because as a creator here, I don't have my face on any of these videos. As you can see, it's only the cinematics that we have here, and as AI comes near and near, I get worried about the fact that if you guys think that I've had many comments, I've probably had almost 40 or 50 comments over the years saying that I have an AI voice. And so it's really important for me, for you guys to know that I'm an authentic person. I don't want to be confused with someone who is AI. I don't want to be confused with AI. And I started before AI was ever used in any YouTube content. But so for me, thinking about how I can future-proof my Minecraft channel, I've gotten enough feedback about AI and what that could mean for a faceless gaming channel in general as AI continues to come, that it's made me think and want to question and consider what AI is going to look like for not only me as a Minecraft gaming creator, but also I think for many faceless gaming channels or social media channels or anything like that. Even if our voice is authentic and our personality is authentic, you never know what's going to happen. So I do think that these questions are worth considering. The first question that is definitely worth thinking about is, what trends in Minecraft or in gaming in general, honestly, should I be paying attention to right now? For me, I think about that kind of from a monetization standpoint. So we have been going under a trend recently over the last couple of years on YouTube, where the longer the video is, the more lucrative it usually is too, because you have the ability to put more ad roll into the video, so more ad revenue as a result. But at the same time, longer videos mean that you have more intimacy with the creator, the person that is putting their heart and soul into making the content, like I happen to be right now. The longer the video, the more interaction you guys get with me and the more authentic me you guys happen to get. And I think that is a trend that has been more financially lucrative for creators too. And I've almost been caught up on that and doing it in the long way, where people will play a 100 days video. And I have all the respect and I want to be able to do this. I really do. And if you're interested, in me doing it, honestly, let me know. But there are people that and I have great buddies and I have all the respect. Like, there's no hate, no shame at all on this, but it's financially lucrative to do 100 days videos or something like that, where you play for and show a movie for 2 or 3 or 4, sometimes even 5 or 6 hours of the 100 days of you being authentic and just going through the game and just playing it, and not that much editing except for maybe the first 45 seconds, minute and a half of the video in particular. But the rest of it is really just you playing and giving your input and whatnot. If you'd ever want to see that for me on the main channel or even here on the second channel, definitely let me know. But that is a trend that has been very lucrative when it comes to the Minecraft sphere, because the longer the content, people love. A lot of people watch YouTube either on their phones or on their TV. Actually, a lot of people on TV. I know I watch a lot on the computer as I'm making content or playing Minecraft. I have it on the second monitor, but a lot of people either do phone or just really kind of fun and interesting. So thinking about that and how you can tailor that audience to the content that you make is going to help to future-proof your channel for sure. And definitely, things that are trends like SMPs and Hermitcraft in the next season, understanding that there is a lot of juxtapositions between gaming and self-improvement and commentary that happens to be on the rise at the moment. I do think that that is an interesting trend to think about, along with it's definitely worth in terms of a content creation's perspective, staying on top of the specific game that you're playing. You know, for us here, we're talking about Minecraft, and it's worth knowing what's going on with the updates, as opposed to, and it's also fun from time to time. I will say, I do have to admit, honestly, to go into a brand new Minecraft update knowing absolutely nothing about what's going on. But in terms of future-proofing your Minecraft channel, it's great to know in advance what could be and what is happening in terms of changes and updates in Minecraft, because that helps for you to stay on top of your game and alter your Minecraft content. And those things, you know, really do make a big difference when it comes down to the end of the thing, or to the end of the day. I think a lot of people will say that Minecraft or YouTube success in general, sometimes it all goes down to inches at the end of the day. You know, we could have a very similar output and energy output as well, but then someone maybe went a couple inches farther in terms of, you know, paying attention to a trend, being able to have foresight when it comes down to it. So being in the community and in the Minecraft scene is very helpful to help you stay relevant and to future-proof your Minecraft channel. It's okay to have grace and to fall off for a second, or to fall off is not the right word, to take a step back from it, because I know that that is in balance, and sometimes you do need a breather in order to come back as your best version of yourself as a content creator. But I do think that if you are in grind mode and you've been continuing and really want to make sure that you're good to go, I think that really staying on top of things will always help keep you there, especially as other people are able to get information out more easily with AI. I do think that you staying on top of things is more important than it has been. The good thing is you can use AI and should use automated intelligence tools in order to help you, because if not, someone else is going to outdo you in terms of the tech for your Minecraft channel, and it will not be a long time before you get smoked, I do think. Now, the third question that I want you to ask yourself in order to future-proof your Minecraft channel is, what new skills or tools should I learn in order to keep my channel ahead of the curve? And I have a lot of things to say about this and some strong opinions about it as well. But I do think that more so nowadays, you do have to make sure that you are showing yourself in some sort of way or fashion, in order to make sure that people know who you are, in order to retain that authenticity at the end of the day. If you want to make this into a career and be future-proof, I'm not saying just financially successful, but I mean, at the end of the day, future-proof. I think that, as many people have said, one of the last things that is going to remain after AI gets too prolific is brand and personal brand and who you are and that sort of thing. And so I do think that it is important to learn the skill of being yourself on camera. I do think that for anyone that's doing anything digitally, wants to have success and wants to have a life and a career and be financially successful and future-proof for doing any sort of content creation online, I do think that learning those skills of being able to express yourself at least every once in a while and showing who you are on camera, I think that those skills in speaking into the camera, like, I think it's way different than just speaking into the microphone as I am right now. And I do think that it's like important. I think it's really important to stay ahead of the curve and being able to figure out new ideas that would be more and more resonant. You kind of have to do that, because if not, someone else is going to be, and a lot of other people are going to use AI to help them with the ideation process and work with AI as thought partners in order to get better content out than you. And I do not like saying that. It's unfortunate that I have to say that, but the reality is that you do have to start to work with AI if you are in the gaming sphere and make content. If you are holding back for it and you also have a dream of doing this full time, if you look at it in a macro perspective and think about it, it's not going to be possible, I think, in order to totally only be authentic, except for maybe 1% of people. If you do not also use, other tools to help you get more content out. And for me, I'm able to get more content out for you guys because I use tools in order to help me ideate and get more ideas out for you so that I can then put them into practice right here. And so I think that is important and worth considering when it comes down to it. If you really want to have a channel that will stand the test of time and also be able to provide you income, which is one of the things that will make you much more future-proof as opposed to not having that sort of sovereignty, if that makes sense, as a YouTube channel. Now, the fourth question that I want you to ask yourself when it comes to being able to future-proof your Minecraft channel is, how can I diversify my content to appeal to a broader audience over time? And I think that personally, it's doing the sort of thing that I'm doing right now, which is connecting to you guys over a medium than specifically Minecraft. Now, oftentimes here on the second channel, we are talking about YouTube and monetization and my skills and thoughts behind being successful on a status maybe sort of standpoint, but more importantly for me, because I don't care about the status, I care about the monetization standpoint, like being able to share that. So for those of you that enjoy making Minecraft content, I'm much more able to share the ins and outs of how I make money through doing something that I love here, playing Minecraft, and am able to do it in a lovely way. It's so fun, and I want to share that with you and be able to make it so that you can have that happen too. It's so worth doing it. And so this channel is for that. And then on top of that, the comment of the day episodes that we have when you guys leave a question in the comments, and then I can round them up and I can put them into an episode where I get to respond to y'all's questions in a really kind of manner just like this, where we have the cinematics down or on the screen right here and the music in the background, and I get to really one-on-one kind of react to you guys and share my thinking, and I loved being able to do that for you all. One of the best things about playing Minecraft is the fact that you get to play however you want. The sandbox game gives you so many options, and as a result, you have a story that you are able to tell. But one thing that I know that many people struggle with when it comes to either staying in their worlds for a long time or continuing to create Minecraft content in particular is the storytelling aspect of it. Many people struggle to really tell a story that captivates them enough or the viewer enough to really stay watching a video. And so in today's episode, we're going to talk about 5 questions that you can ask yourself in order to master the art of Minecraft storytelling. So without further ado, I say, why don't we hop right into our first question that I recommend writing down personally and reflecting on as I reflect upon these questions in order to give you kind of an example of what this could look like. And I have found doing these sort of thought questionnaires to myself has been very helpful, and I recommend you doing it too. And if you make content, maybe you make your own video like this in a response to mine, and I'd love to see your take on these questions about Minecraft storytelling so that we can continue to share the love. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's get into it. Number 1, what kind of stories do I feel most passionate about telling in Minecraft? For me, I really like this idea of almost like the Aragon days, like the medieval kind of like dragons fantasy. There is realism there, but things were not nearly as technological, but there was a lot more of mystery to the world and a lot of spaciousness and a lot of natural beauty because we had not had the ability to really kind of alter the terrain too much, as opposed we were able to kind of make farmland, which has its own aesthetic to it. And so I love telling stories of those sorts of worlds and how the characters can intertwine with one another, and to restore and pay homage to the trends and ideas of the past, along with creating their own traditions and customs in a way of honoring the future and what's to come in the present moment as well. And so for me, that's very fun, in giving my kingdoms different sort of time settings within a major universe, and then connecting that universe in my own train of thought to all of my other friends that I play with on YouTube, and that's so fun. For example, I like to think that my dog Marnie from my Forever World is connected with all of the other dogs and pets that I have with all of my friends that I play with, or that I even get to know through YouTube and seeing their videos as well. I like the idea and the thought of Marnie, my dog, I know in Minecraft, being able to go on doggy play dates and that sort of thing around the world, and that sort of universe connectivity. I also like the idea of like there being in the olden golden ages and things have fallen apart because we've lost our idea about having noble ideals, but at the same time we have all of the ability to make the present moment even better than how the golden age used to be. Although things may look dismal, we have everything that we need. We just need to change our perspective and put in some elbow grease in order to really fix the world and make it a better place. I like that idea of storytelling, and so that's for me something that I'm very passionate about doing. And for you, it could be very different. Maybe you just enjoy playing 100 days, and maybe you do 2 weeks at a time and that sort of thing. And you could document, in a old school, like 90s sort of like video log style, how you play in Minecraft. And I know there are people that will only play just live, and they riff and they have no cuts whatsoever because they only want to show exactly how they're playing the game in like an old school sort of style as well. And so I think there's so many different ways to show yourself, and to tell a story. And that could be you just coming and hanging out every week and being like, hey, my name is Slip. Like, welcome back to the Let's Play series. As you can see, today we have a major project on our hands. We're going to be making an automatic tree farm. I've never ever made anything like this before, so we're gonna have to see what happens with it. And you showing up just time and time again will tell a story by itself. But I think that you can be intentional about what it is that you're making. Are you making interconnected cities? Are you telling a story of how you are going to become a top 10 Minecraft speedrunner? Are you going to really focus on how you can tell the story of surviving in a hardcore world in a way that has a different perspective than just the normal Let's Play, but you are thankful all of the time because any little thing that ever comes across your way, you're such a wimpy player that you're so thankful that your entire story is nothing about gratitude as you slowly and surely continue to make something incredible over time, or get min-maxed over time, or somehow are able to slay the dragon and complete the entire game progression for the traditional way to play Minecraft. And that is the story that you want to tell. There's so many, just like an MMORPG, you could tell many different types of stories here. And so, I don't know, there's so many different ways that you could go with it, but asking yourself, and most importantly, really honestly, writing down the answer to the question, what kind of stories do I feel most passionate about telling in Minecraft? I think it's worth doing. I do journaling prompts like this. I literally lie down on my bed with the journal and I write it down, and I write down my answers to the questions. And I also do it kind of just on the top of the dome, just like this too. So I recommend you're more than welcome to write down these questions. Actually, I'll leave them links down in the description below too. I'll start doing that. That's a good idea. I'll leave the questions down links down below. And so if you want to, and just kind of, I recommend even making a video yourself and just trying to riff off the top of the dome. What is it that you would want to have in your world that you would be most passionate about telling the story about? And even if no one ever sees it, I think it would be helpful for you to think about it and be put on the spot to do it. Like I put myself on the spot to do it here. The second question that you can ask yourself in order to help continue to get better at the art of Minecraft storytelling is, how can I use cinematic techniques, make my stories more immersive and engaging? And if you have been watching so far in the video, you can see that all of these cinematics that I have made myself tell a different story and give a different perspective to my Minecraft world. And especially when you have a visual addition that can kind of show something that has more aesthetic to it, as opposed to the normal Minecraft, point of view that we all see and that over 200 million people have access to in the world. That's how many people play Minecraft, by the way. 200 million people, which is incredible. Being able to show a different perspective gives you, by default, a way of telling a different story. And any real-life TV show, or even anime, or any sort of movie that you've ever seen in theaters or at home that you've streamed, a lot of the storytelling has a lot to do with the music and then the different cinematic angles, because they're able to capture emotion and capture feeling and capture perspective and depth. And those different elements tell a story. And so the angles and the placement and the pacing of the cinematics and the ability to really show something of high quality with the right lighting and the depth and texture and shadows and, all of these different things really do help tell the story, especially when you have a commentary or music on top of it or text on screen. But the cinematics by themselves really do make you stand out here in terms of a Minecraft storyteller. And by the way, it's just so captivating and fun to be able to show a story that's different than just talking over a normal way to play a game, and be able to explain your progression and experience of playing Minecraft for 100 days or 1,000 days, or building this build, or doing this adventure, or hanging with this person, and be able to show y'all's perspective together, or in different fashions with different, again, all qualities and characteristics to the story as a result of it. It's just a fun thing and a fun skill to have, especially if you want to do it efficiently. And for me, it took me, oh my gosh, like a year and a half, 2 years to really master the skill. And I was coming home after work from like 5 o'clock and stopping only cinematics at like 9 p.m. and getting like 10, 20, maybe 30 cinematics done. And so it was so slow for me to figure out how to actually do this at first. And it took me hundreds and hundreds of hours in order to do. But it's so worth it. I promise. The skill of learning it, so worth it. But I do also want to let you know that you don't have to go through the same process that I did. I have condensed all of my knowledge, and if you would ever like to make any of the cinematics that you see on screen right here, or on any of my videos on the main channel or the second channel, you're more than welcome to take a look at the link down in description below. This cinematic bundle, the Minecraft Creator Kit, is a masterclass where you will get all of the digital assets and all of the knowledge condensed into a video that's even higher quality than the video that we have right here, with all of the information that I've never said publicly, in order to make the cinematics that I make right here that make me money every single week and every single month here on YouTube, just through AdSense alone, not including other things. And it's super worth it take a look at the link in description below, and I'm more than happy to help you if you have any questions when it comes to making cinematics. And if you want to become a better Minecraft storyteller, even just for having a portfolio and something that you can look back upon, I recommend that it's a skill that's worth doing. And since you're watching right here, if you use the code SLIPSTREAM, you are more than welcome to get 20% off on the masterclass as well, which will have even more elements over time. And if anything, if you don't like it after 30 days, you're more than welcome to hit me up and I will completely refund you. That's how confident I feel about the product right here. But cinematics and storytelling in Minecraft go hand in hand, along with really any sort of cinematography or movie, video, motion picture that you can think about as a modern artistic medium. And I totally think that it's one of the best skills that I've ever learned in my life. I really recommend trying and seeing what you can put into a Minecraft world visually through the storytelling of cinematics. The third question that you can ask yourself in terms of mastering the art of Minecraft storytelling is, what are the common pitfalls I face when trying to create a narrative, and how can I overcome them? And I know that for me, usually it's kind of just starting to get started. And so I actually think that this is a wonderful question to ask ChatGPT or whatever AI that you have. And the prompt that I personally would use is, hey, I am kind of stuck on what I want to build in a Minecraft world. I've kind of been building the same things, or I just don't have that much inspiration for it. I would love to have a story behind the builds, a common theme about why I'm building each build in the world, and a reason to kind of have something come together in Minecraft as I continue to build and as I continue to tell this story. I want what I'm doing and what I'm exploring and my actions and my builds in Minecraft I want them all to cohesively tell a story, but I also want other, world-class storytelling elements when it comes down to it, in order to make sure that I can have a consistent story that starts really well and continues to build upon itself in a way that is accessible for me in Minecraft without having to use any extra mods or anything like that. Just something I can do with my building and with my storytelling and editing without any extra features or anything like that. Please let me know what you think. From there, I would then ask ChatGPT to give me a set of questions that I can respond to ChatGPT with in order to get into a dialogue, in order to gauge my interests and things that would inspire me in particular to start building in Minecraft. And so the prompt that I would give is literally, give me questions to inspire me to make an incredible story and help me do it. And the more that you internalize all of these prompts and really ask yourselves all these questions, the better of a story you'll have and the more reason you'll have to stay in the world by itself. Also, if you realize that you're the sort of person that will be really hard-headed on a project for a good amount of time and then eventually you completely just run out of steam and you're like, I have nothing left in the gas tank, then I recommend you asking ChatGPT to help you consider that when it comes to the plot line in the story. Be like, okay, well, I think that eventually I kind of want to, if I'm building around somewhere or if I'm exploring one part of the world, I do want to eventually switch up the pace and the biome and the atmosphere and everything every once in a while so that it's fresh for me. What sort of story-driven ideas can I incorporate that will keep me invested in the story over a long period of time, and start to spitball with ChatGPT? And I'm a big proponent of using AI as a thought partner when it comes down to it. And so even if you take these 5 questions that will be linked in the description below, you're more than welcome to, ask these with ChatGPT and continue to spitball with it and use it as a thought partner. And I definitely recommend, probably doing it, honestly, because I think that would be very helpful and definitely a way to up your storytelling game if you actually take that intentional time with these prompts and just be thoughtful and introspective with what you want to do in the world. The fourth question that I want you to ask yourself, and it may not seem important, but I really do actually think it's more important than you actually realize, which is, as we get into our fourth question here, I do want to say that I actually do think it's one of the most important questions that we have, although it may not seem like it. And it is, how can I get feedback on my storytelling to continually improve? Minecraft is one of the most popular games in the world, and many people, in my personal opinion, underestimate the potential if they play Minecraft to be able to turn it into a side hustle. So in today's episode, we're going to talk a little bit and ask ourselves 5 questions about what we could do to turn our love of Minecraft and playing this beautiful game into something that will actually return us with some money in the long run too. So without further ado, I would get out your note catcher. I'm going to be answering these questions myself, and I encourage you to respond to them and write down your answers if you can. The first question is, what unique skills or angles do I bring to my Minecraft content that could be monetized? I know that for me personally, as a builder, I definitely could monetize my building skills, and many people do, through selling schematics or teaching people how to build and doing that for some money in return. And so those things are really, worthy to think about. For me, I personally would pay to learn in an hour or so about redstone or something like that. And I know that there are many people that have gotten the Minecraft Creator Kit, which teaches you how to make these cinematics in 1 hour, and have given me really good feedback about it. So I know that there really are a lot of subsets within Minecraft that, yes, there is content out there, but is there really a walkthrough and your ability to practice really and hone the skill in a very intentional way, that someone really put a lot of time and effort into? Those sorts of courses are things that you can monetize. And you can also think about whatever is personally dear to you. You could also think about having affiliates or sponsorships with. For example, if mental health is really important to you, then you could work with, and I'm not sponsored by this, but you could work with BetterHelp, and ask them and be like, hey, this is my type of panel. I would love to see if we could collaborate together. And by that, you could get $500, $1,000 a month already, even with a smaller channel, just if you have a super, niche in particular audience that could be worthwhile. And so those things are really worth deep diving into, and really, worth talking to AI about as well. The second question that I would encourage you to ask yourself and write down your answer to is, who is my ideal audience if I was to turn this into a small business or a side income stream? For me in particular, I would love to be able to work with other people that create Minecraft content. And so a lot of ways that I monetize are to help people. For example, I have one-on-one coaching, or I have, the Creator Kit. And I also just do a lot in terms of emailing people and getting back and forth in the Discord and DMs, and, just really helping people that have any questions about how they would like to improve in their ability to make Minecraft content, or their ability to make money off of making Minecraft content in the first place. And again, you don't even need, it's great to have YouTube AdSense coming in, and evergreen YouTube content is a great way to do that. But there's many ways to monetize on YouTube without even having to have 1,000 subscribers, and it's definitely worth considering more. But your ideal audience could be completely different, and maybe you have a strictly family-friendly Minecraft YouTube channel where you play with your family members, and there happens to be a dog that you guys name after your real life dog, and your whole family has it in the house. And then your sponsorship is kind of talking about a segue to your real life dog, and you can show that in your YouTube videos and say, hey, by the way, if you're a dog owner, if you try this kibble or this dog treat, then you can get 20% off if you use my code. It'll be linked in the description below, and that sort of thing. And you have no idea, if you could reach 100 people every single week just with the videos. But imagine if 10 of them are, diehard Minecraft families that love sitting on the couch and watching your playthrough, and they also have a dog. And then the kids are like, let's get this kibble, or let's get this dog treat for my dog. My mom's dog's name is Ruby Cube. So let's get this dog treat for Ruby Cube or whatever it is, And so there's definitely ways to really think about monetizing in an abstract variety of ways. And so you want to think about who is the ideal audience, though, right? You would have to know that I'm trying to, my content is being directed primarily, or with the intention, not primarily, with the intention of this sort of person or people and demographic in mind. And so, just doing that, and then maybe you end up having your own Minecraft-themed collaboration with a company if the affiliate's going well enough. And then, you get massive commission on it, and you have your own, sort of dog treat thing yourself. That could grow and scale in a massive way. But you do have to think about who you exactly want that person to be. And I really do recommend for you to think about where would they live, what would their habits be like, what would they do for work, what would they do before and after work, what would they eat, what would they do on the weekends, how do they engage with not only your content, but with other content on what platform, so on laptop or on mobile or on the TV, and what do all these things mean? Because if this family sits down on the TV, then maybe you want the monetization code to be a QR code because that's easier to show or something like that. So it's very interesting, to think about all these sorts of things. The third question that you can ask yourself when it comes to turning your Minecraft hobby into a side hustle is, what are the first steps I can take to test out earning from my content without a big commitment? And for me personally, I think that the best way you could probably do this, and I did not go down this route, is to go through Patreon. And the reason that I say that is because if you want to, the audience has to choose to go off of YouTube to click onto Patreon. They have to either have already had a Patreon account or they have to make one in order to support you, which is just like such a kind thing to actually do. And so if you have it there for the people that really want to support you, you may be surprised by the fact that if you open up some sort of, membership on YouTube or a Patreon or something like that, where people that want to support you in doing the thing will, because you never really, until you actually pull the trigger and do something when it comes to actually trying to monetize, you never actually know who would be willing to help you along the journey. And so if you really would love to make money on the side and be able to do this, and, for me, I know full-time would be awesome, but even, imagine doing Minecraft part-time. Like that'd be so cool in content creation and having a hybrid schedule and that sort of thing. Those things are dreams for me, I know. And so eventually you just have to, open a way up for people to donate for you, or even in a Minecraft YouTube video or any YouTube video that you're making, say, hey, like I've opened up, like, I don't know if you want to do a Venmo in particular, but, hey, I've opened up a Stripe account, or hey, like if you have super thanks on, or, I'd love to do this more, and I'd really appreciate some support in doing this. Could you, consider leaving a donation on my PayPal or that sort of thing? It would really help me, it really helps the channel going, keep the channel going, because I know that, like, as creators, we do pay for music subscriptions and editing software and a bunch of other different things. So the support really does help us, where if not, and you're just making content and you're not monetized and you are paying for all the things and you've just been too shy to actually ask for people to help support you, then you already know, if you're a creator, that you're just actually, if you really think about it, although you might not have really thought about it too much, you're just losing money month over month. And that really depends on, if you're really trying to compete with some of the biggest creators, then you're going to have some expensive software that you're maintaining every month. So, the support really, speaking personally, does help. And I think that just practicing an ask every once in a while, or really trying to think about something that is really natural to you. And I think also another important thing to think about is if you feel like it's inauthentic, if whatever you're talking about you A, don't believe in, or is B, inauthentic to you, then you're not going to feel confident about talking about or trying to promote or sell the thing in the first place, even if it's yourself. Like, if you're like, hey, can you support me? Like, and you just don't feel confident saying it, it's way different and has a much different impact versus you, feeling like, hey, I want you to know I love doing this. Like, I'm putting so much effort into it and I'm sacrificing so much. And I really would appreciate, supporting me in whichever way that you can. Like, you have no idea how long or how far it goes for me to make this dream into a reality. And so every little bit counts, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Like, that sort of statement, strong and like confident and like, thank you, because I know that what I'm doing is just out of the good of my heart and that sort of thing. And most of us, I think, that make Minecraft videos are just doing it out of the good of our heart. Like, I don't really see any bad souls here in the community. Or at least I haven't really found any. And I've been a lot of people, and I've been very lucky too. So just try to go for the ask and make it as intertwined with what you personally, believe in, and, are confident is helpful. Selling is also providing value. So helping out people. There just happens to be a transaction when it comes down to it. And that transaction for us on YouTube helps make our dream become real too, which is incredible, right? And so I think it's worth practicing that as much as you can in order to get comfortable. There are over 200 million Minecraft players and about 1 million Minecraft YouTube channels, but most of them are not monetized. And so, speaking as one of the YouTube channels that does happen to be monetized within the Minecraft sphere, I want to offer you all 5 smart ways to think about monetizing your Minecraft channel. As always, we'll have some music on in the background, and I will ask these 5 journaling prompts to myself, along with I recommend that you take out a note catcher or something like that and ask these questions to yourself too. That way you'll be able to get the most amount of value out of this video and make yourself a roadmap for how you want to get your Minecraft YouTube monetized, in what ways, and in what period of time as well. Now, the first question that I want you to ask yourself is, what types of monetization fit your style and audience? And most likely, depending on how you operate as a human being, the types of business or monetization that you would like to do on YouTube are going to differ. For me in particular, I really enjoy being able to connect with you, and so I have no problem providing a sort of coaching and counseling service, along with digital products as well, because I like making things and I like making courses. So for me, I happen to monetize my knowledge of how to make YouTube channels in Minecraft or how to build things, and that is one way that I can provide value. But for you, it may look a little bit different. Maybe you have a different sort of energy and you don't want to talk with people. That's more than okay. Well, then coaching calls is probably not going to be the thing that you would like to do. But maybe you are the sort of person that likes making YouTube videos. And if you focus on evergreen content and then having maybe affiliate deals or sponsorships, that is going to be maybe better for you. And so you can look into things that you use and would like to talk about in your videos and be able to leave a link in the description. And maybe that's the way that you happen to monetize your YouTube channel, even without YouTube AdSense that much, but being able to have ranking videos that will continue to get views over time, along with a strong call to action and a link, the first link in the description below, which will get the audience to go take a look at the service or the good that you happen to be providing, make an evaluation on whether or not it's worth taking a look at and purchasing. And that is exactly what I recommend for a lot of people to do in general, because that is one of the best ways to use YouTube in order to monetize even without AdSense. But maybe you would rather, maybe you build something, or maybe you happen to have a side hustle in real life. Maybe that, other sorts of being able to funnel YouTube viewership into an audience that would be monetizable, that would actually be willing to pay you for something that you are trying to solve their problems with, or for them to improve their quality of life with, it's going to look different for you. So what exactly would you like to do? Is it, affiliates and sponsorships? Maybe you want to have a course about teaching how to do something, and you want to have knowledge transfer be the type of monetization that you're doing. Or maybe you have a good that you could sell, like something physical that people could buy, and maybe they would enjoy it, or maybe they would like to give it as a gift to somebody else. Maybe you have software and discounts and affiliate deals that you are monetizing with, and maybe you have your own digital product where you do something, or maybe you even have your own software or a service by itself so that you directly help the consumer and have something that could be monetized. What fits best with you in your life? There are, as you can see, many different ways, and you can do multiple of them, although I would focus on one at a time, but multiple ways to actually get your YouTube channel monetized and to do other things as opposed to just having AdSense from YouTube views. And so really being intentional about thinking what works best for you, and also what would be best for your client. I think it is important to start with you, because if you don't like doing it, then you're not going to end up doing it. But at the end of the day, if you're trying to monetize, it's probably because you have something that you want to help the audience with. Now, you may be thinking, Slip, okay, I understand that there are different types of ways that I can monetize my YouTube channel, but I don't really know what I'm going to do in order to monetize. Like, I need to be more specific. Yes, I could do affiliate deals, but like, what exactly? Like, what would people want? And what exactly would I want to talk about? And so the second question, in order to get yourself a bit closer to that, is how can you offer value that people are willing to pay for? And as a Minecrafter, I would think that you should first off think about what your specific specialty and skill set is when it comes to playing Minecraft and or making content about it. For example, I make all of the cinematics that you see on screen right here, and I offer a specific value where if you use the code SLIPSTREAM, you'll get 20% off, but links down below, you'll see that we have a mini workshop that you'll learn how to make the cinematics, just like I do in 1 hour or so. And it's gotten some really great feedback. For me, I know that I do not play in a way that would make it more technical. I don't do redstone or anything like that. And so for me, I know that since people have gotten value out of me showing them how to make cinematics, for me as someone that would love to get into redstone, if someone had a course just like I have that is specifically explaining everything about redstone in a really comprehensible way, and saves me all of the time of searching around YouTube and that sort of thing, I would absolutely pay the same price for a redstone course, or even more if I'm trying to do something in particular. And if I really want to get good at Minecraft, that is just a no-brainer. And so you can offer value as a redstoner if that is something that you are good at, or maybe you have experience in real life kind of doing community management or something like that. Well, a lot of people would love to learn how to start to make these communities that play together and do like the 100 people civilization events, or 1,000 people civilization events, or maybe running something like a Hunger Games, or maybe you know how to mod a little bit, or you know how to do Minecraft Blender animations or anything like that. Well, those are all different little things that, may not, yes, you may think that like there are a ton of people that also know the skills, but how many people are really teaching how to use those skills? It's really not that many people. And I say that from experience. So what is it about how you play Minecraft that you can then help people with, that maybe people would want to grow and have a transformation with? Because at the end of the day, whatever your value offer is going to be a transformation for people. I can transform your cinematic ability. and storytelling ability in just 1 hour's worth of time. And that is an offer value where people aren't just looking for, a cinematic or whatever. They're looking to be able to be a cinematic maker very quickly. And that is the transformation that I want you thinking about when it comes to providing your own offer value. But even though we happen to enjoy Minecraft together, you may have something else going on in real life that is your own offer value. Maybe you, have a different sort of service that you provide locally, or maybe you have a friend that sells something and you can, go in with them and be like, hey, maybe even if, or maybe someone that, is selling houses around the area. And you're like, hey, for me, I live in Colorado. And you're like, hey, if you ever need help finding a home in Colorado, I'll help you out. And then you get a commission, and imagine how much money you could get just helping each other out through word of mouth, and talking about something time and time again. That commission for a house would be quite significant. And you only need a couple of people in order to really make a massive transformation. So what is it that you are going to be able to do to help people get an outcome? And writing that down and writing down a couple of ideas, and then maybe circling one of them and starting to commit to it or start to do some research about it, I think is a good idea. Now, the third question that I encourage you to ask yourself when it comes to monetizing your Minecraft YouTube channel is, what is your long-term monetization goal and timeline? And this is really important because you do want to put some sort of parameters in terms of what outcome or the extent of the outcome that you would be looking for when it comes to trying to put this extra effort and extra action and maybe even some extra investment in terms of getting the skills and the infrastructure needed in order to really start to monetize. And so what is your long-term goal? For me, I know that I would love to continue to flesh out the Minecraft Creator Kit so that it's not just cinematics, but it's also thumbnails, and it's also audio settings, and it's also transitions, and it's also pacing, and it's also understanding the Minecraft audience and the tools that I use in order to come up with video ideas and the ways that I maximize my time efficiency and little tactics and strategies that you can use to stand apart from the crowd. And all these different little things, I would love to continue, and I will continue to add modules to the Minecraft Creator Kit over time. And so that's my long-term monetization goal, and have a really extensive course that can just teach you guys very easily how to get the success that I've had on YouTube. And so that's kind of my plan. And if I could use that and then also help people one-on-one that really want to fast track that process and go into kind of like an accelerator program and kind of like a private cohort with me and that sort of thing, I think I would love doing that on top of making YouTube videos, because I love the process of doing that. And so if I could continue to do what I'm doing, and as I continue to do what I'm doing, I'm okay having like a 7-year timeline and then being able to do this full time, because I still have plenty of time in life. I'm still a younger person. And so I don't need to kill myself, but I'm definitely working with that goal, but even more fast and, with more rigor towards getting to that goal. And even, it's very possible to get monetized in 6 months, or, a bit harder to do it faster, but who knows? And then, you don't even have to have, you don't have to be in the YouTube Partner Program, as we're talking about, in order to monetize your channel specifically. So what sort of affiliates could you reach out to? Or do you know anyone in real life that you could bring them some extra business and you would be able to benefit from it as well, along with the person that is looking for the good or the service too? So think about, and what could the numbers look like if I did this? If I got commission on a house, what would this look like? If I was able to sell this many products, or this many, courses, or this many seminars, or live events, or t-shirts, or whatever it is, in what sort of way would I be able to get sort of the financial or the monetization goal? In what period of time? Do I want to do it in 2 years? Do I want to see if I can go full time in 3 or 5 years? For me, I think it'd be awesome to do it in 5 years, and that I'm at year 3 right now, and we're definitely starting to get there to go to full time, right? So that's really incredible stuff. And so we're on track. But without having those parameters, I don't think that I would be as intentional with everything that I'm doing moment to moment or day to day than I would be. So this is definitely one that's worth thinking about, and definitely writing down potentially too. The 4th question that you can start to jot down your answers to is, how can you keep your monetization authentic to your brand? And for example, for me, I am a teacher by trade. And so for me, when it comes to the house analogy, it would kind of be out of left field for me to be like, I'm an elementary school teacher and I love teaching you guys things about Minecraft and how to grow your YouTube channels and that sort of thing. And by the way, I also, if you're looking for a house in Colorado, then I also have you hooked up. Now I could, but other people would be like, you're just trying to sell me something, right? Where for me, I just love teaching. And so for me, my monetization is authentic to me because I really just enjoy teaching. And I do think that everyone is and can be a teacher to a certain degree. But maybe if you love architecture in particular, for me, I love building things in Minecraft, but I'm not like a huge architecture or a house-related person. If I was selling the house, then maybe I'd be the sort of person that just loves architecture and wants to help people out and be like, hey, whenever I'm driving around, one of my favorite things about, a Saturday morning, as I'm going to get my coffee, or I'm driving back from the gym or anything like this, and this is just hypothetical, is seeing some of the different houses that you can get. And I've actually started to look into how much money it would cost for you to get a house in these areas, and I've found some really good trends and some good steals as well. So if you would ever want to reach out to me, something I love taking a look at, and I would love to help you get a house in Colorado, and specifically within the so-and-so area, and that sort of thing. If that was more authentic to me, then it would make more sense. Or maybe you're the sort of person that loves apparel and clothing. Well, then maybe, doing some sort of apparel or a collaboration with a different clothing brand or just something unique to you, all of those different things would be more authentic to you. And so I think that is definitely worth keeping in mind as well. And so, what sort of things do you like that would be fun for you? I know a lot of people would be like, I'd love to have a clothing business. Well, then have apparel. I'd love to be, for me, a full-time teacher, and I am a full-time teacher. That's always been my gig, but I'd love to be able to also be a full-time kind of Minecraft teacher. And so this is very authentic to me. And think about what sort of things would be authentic to you. Maybe you are a survivalist and you know a lot about, using herbs and remedies, that sort of thing. Well, a lot of people, I know for me, even as a gamer, I'd love to know some extra remedies to keep me extra healthy during the winter months or that sort of thing. So what is it that, is you? Because, again, we're trying to get a transformation for the audience. It's not about us at the end of the day, but when you help people make money or you help people get value, then you, in turn, I think, will get value out of the transaction and the transformation that you're providing people, along with, I think a good quote is, the work works on you just as much as you work on it, or more than you work on it. So, providing that value, it's only going to make you better at the thing anyway. And then the last question that I think is worth taking a look at and thinking about is, what lessons can you learn from other successful Minecraft creators? I think when it comes to monetizing, this is very helpful. I really personally enjoy looking at smaller creators and see them really start to grow over time. Definitely continue to follow their journey in a way that I can see how they start to monetize. And that could be to save yourself some time or be able to make more videos by investing in AI or investing in a video editor. Or I know that in particular for Mr. Beardstone, I watched him really start to get some traction, and then he decided to launch some apparel, like some coffee mugs and a t-shirt or so, and that has been much more success, or much greater for him too now. And Flip will do that too, and Mythical Sausage, and I've even seen Avid MC, who is a great YouTuber, by the way, but someone that is getting close to monetizing, along with Schwepp, and seeing what sort of things are you doing, and what are you focusing on? Because, even something like doing a weekly Minecraft Let's Play, if it's only getting you 500 views versus maybe taking 2 weeks and making it a lot better, those are the things that the people that are monetizing are trying to do, really improve their craft in a way that will help for them not only to get more viewership and more impressions from people, but as a result, help them, gain a community that will support them in their journey of trying to monetize and, potentially go full-time in doing this. And I know that every other person that I know of that is a Minecraft YouTuber that does happen to monetize their channel, it's only as, a means to an end. We're so appreciative and humbled by the support